Yeah.
Whoa. Salute, ATP. You know who it is. It's your boy Rain. It's that ATP Combat Media Show. Shout out to all my subscribers. If this is your first time tapping into content, I invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit your bell icons as well, so you are getting alerts when all this content is dropping. So it's in the books, right? Oshaki Foster, Robinson Conceciao put it back in the books. They go at it another time, and it looks like the judges, you would say the judges got it right this time. Close fight, action-packed fight. Not amazingly enough, because I really kind of saw a competitive fight coming. Conceciao, a high-level Olympian, and of course Oshaki Foster being able to he has that dog in him, right? And he has the ability to turn it up, and expecting going into this fight that Oshaki Foster would be way more aggressive, right? Not sit on his back foot. Then in the last fight, you saw Oshaki Foster circle the ring a lot, box, try to outscore, try to look nice, try to show the world that he could finesse and that he was a great boxer. He wasn't just a dog, just a slugger, or brawler, however you want to look at it. But it didn't work out for him, right? Even though most people graded him most people I know had to fight damn near 12 zip shutout. So it was a crazy decision. A lot of people put that down as the robbery of the year, seeing that fight. But then you also had a lot of analysts and pugilists alike who said, listen, man, he could have done more. And because he could have done more, he kind of deserved to lose. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I know me personally, I thought he won the fight. But going into this fight, I knew Oshaki Foster was going to try to go ahead and change that whole entire narrative of the story, right? If he was going to lose this fight, he was going to lose it on his shield. He wasn't going to allow it to go into the judges' hands if he could help it, right? And of course, Conceciao being able to step it up. If you guys really pay attention to Conceciao, when you've seen him fight Emmanuel Navarrete, right? You've seen him in some dog fights himself, showing a lot of heart, being down, coming back up, going to a draw with Emmanuel Navarrete, who's the current WBO champion at 130 pounds. You know what kind of heart he had as well, and that if he was pushed to the limit, that dog was going to come out of him as well. And that's pretty much what the fight did, right? You saw Oshaki Foster stay on his front foot most of this fight. He wasn't trying to win it round by round per se, even though it ended up coming down to that. He looked like he was trying to find opportunities to really hurt and stop Conceciao, and most importantly, I think, deliver the message to the judges by body language, right? Not allowing the fight to look like he's retreating, showing that he's walking Conceciao down no matter what. At points, Conceciao initiating a lot of clinching in this fight because of the amount of pressure Oshaki Foster was able to put on him, and found success towards the middle to later rounds, actually hurting Conceciao, or looked like he hurt Conceciao, or maybe Conceciao lost balance, however you want to look at it. To me, it looked like he got hurt a couple times, buckled a little bit, but was able to show his veteran capabilities, right? His ability to adapt and overcome into the situation, move around a lot, keep his head off the line, but also at the same time, whenever Oshaki would press and cause the fight to get a little bit in range, just kind of know how to time and catch Oshaki Foster in the middle of those flurries that he was letting go, in the middle of those combinations he was letting go, and clinch him, hold him, make it a little bit more frustrating for Oshaki Foster to actually get success in there. A couple times the ref did have to warn Conceciao about the excessive clinching, but the ref did a pretty decent job. Oshaki Foster was able to break a lot of those, a lot of that clinching, do a lot of inside punching, and was able to move around and find those opportunities and find those holes. Ultimately, when this fight ended, it ended up in a majority split decision, right? Oshaki Foster getting 2 rounds, 115-113, and Conceciao able to convince one of the judges that he won 115-113. Close fight. If it went either way, I think it would have been one of those fights that, I wouldn't call robbery, even though I do think that Oshaki Foster walked away with that window. So what's next for Shaki Forster now that he's retained his WBC title? He's back where he was supposed to be. Does he move on to 135 and leave the division, which a lot of people thought he might be going in that direction at one point in time? Or does he continue to chase down Undisputed to unify the 130-pound division? It looks like from what Shaki Forster is saying that he's expecting to be down there when Oscar Valdez and Emmanuel Navarrete fight on their upcoming card, where obviously Emmanuel Navarrete's WBO title be on there. That's who he wants to fight next. I think people would love to see that fight, an exciting fight. You know how the Mexicans and the black, the African Americans come together. They cause huge fights. Both those guys are dogs. I would look for fireworks to fly in that fight, right? We'll see what's going to happen. He says you can expect him to be down there at that fight, and I guess maybe even walk in the ring and challenge whoever the winner of that fight is. He just wants the winner. He wants to unify, not showing any signs of wanting to go up to 135, although for a mental note, he did say that if Gervonta Tank Davis ever provided him an opportunity, that he'd be more than happy to go up to 135 to challenge Gervonta Tank Davis and get into a title contention shot. And also his biggest payday, obviously, at the end of the day, he'd be willing to move out of that division to go and chase opportunities like that out. But tonight, he said, look, man, I want the winner of Oscar Valdez and Emmanuel Navarrete, which I think is a great fight. If Lamont Roach was still down there at 130, maybe he'd be chasing Lamont Roach, right? A lot of people want to see that fight as well. So look, let's just see what happens at this point. Shaki Forster avenges his loss, what some people thought was a robbery. He gets his title. Now he's a two-time WBC champion, or two-time undisputed WBC champion, at 130. Congratulations to Shaki Forster. Don't know what's next for Robinson Conceição. Didn't hang out too much to hear what he was going to say. I know he's getting older. Look, man, how many more opportunities does he have in the division to do some great things? There are some fights out there for him to get involved in. You got new guys, new blood in the division right now who are looking for some guys to fight. I'm sure somebody with his pedigree certifying maybe a journeyman, some sort of a gatekeeper of sorts. You got Raymond Ford, who just made his way up into 130. He's supposed to be fighting actually on the next week's card on Jerome Boots Ennis' card. So who knows what Robinson Conceição decides to do next. He's had a long career, kind of, uphill battle a little bit, opportunities he's had to fight for titles and wasn't able to quite get over that hump, but he did find some success. Questionable as it may seem, it doesn't matter. He can, if you were to hang up his gloves, say, listen, I was a champion, right? I was a WBC 130-pound champion. That's something to hang your hat on. But let's see what he does. Let's see how he feels about it. You guys let me know what you thought about the fight. I thought it was a great competitive fight. Fight of the year candidate? Nah, I want to say that. Not for me. But it was a great fight, action-packed. Both guys left it all in the ring. You can tell that there was a lot vested in the results of this fight for both of these guys, especially Shaki Forster, who no matter what would not take one step backwards. He actually was. He just turned up the dog and showed everybody who he was, just brought back the dog, and it was able to get him to that victory. And now he's a WBC champion. We'll see what's next for him. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, shout out to my subscribers. If this is your first time tapping into the content, I'm gonna invite you, like I always do, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, right? Hit your bell icons as well so you are getting alerts when all the content is dropping. But at this point, you know how we carry it. Yeah.